This is a jar of honey that costs $10,000 per pound. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly why it's one of the most expensive foods on the planet. We'll explore the difference between this and a dangerously hallucinogenic honey that costs $100, a $25 honey that hunters risk their lives for, all the way down to this $1 honey you can find in any supermarket. The journey begins at the bottom rung, with the everyday staple that lines pantry shelves across the globe, the $1 per pound industrial honey, primarily sourced from the vast apiaries of China. Picture endless fields buzzing with mechanized efficiency where beekeepers oversee tens of thousands of hives like foremen in a factory. This isn't the romantic image of a solitary apiarist tending to a backyard colony. It's big business on a colossal scale. According to trade data from global honey markets, China produces over 500,000 metric tons annually, flooding the world with a product that's often a blend of nectars from multiple sources, filtered, pasteurized, and sometimes even adulterated with corn syrup to stretch supplies and slash costs. The reason for its rock-bottom price? Ruthless competition and industrial might. Bees are trucked across provinces to pollinate monoculture crops like rapeseed or acacia. They're honey harvested via centrifugal extractors that spin combs at high speeds, stripping away pollen and enzymes in the name of uniformity. But here's the shock. Much of this honey might not even qualify as pure under strict definitions. Investigations by organizations like the Food and Drug Administration have uncovered widespread dilution, where up to 76% of samples in U.S. stores showed no trace of pollen, turning a natural wonder into a processed commodity. For the workers, often migrant laborers in protective suits amid the hum of machinery, the human cost is hidden in long hours and exposure to pesticides that decimate bee populations. Imagine biting into toast slathered with this. It's sweet, sure, but stripped of the antioxidants and antibacterial properties that make true honey a health hero. This is the entry point, the baseline where quantity trumps quality, setting the stage for a climb into realms where every drop demands sacrifice. But what if you crave something wilder, untamed by machines? Multiply that dollar by 25, and you enter the steamy depths of Southeast Asia's jungles, where wild honey from Vietnam, Malaysia, the Philippines, and Cambodia commands $25 per pound, not for its scarcity, but for the sheer audacity of its harvest. Here, the protagonists are the honey hunters, descendants of indigenous tribes who've passed down rituals for generations. They pursue Apis dorsata, the giant honeybee, whose hives aren't neat boxes but massive, exposed combs dangling like golden chandeliers from branches 200 feet up in ancient tualang trees or clinging to sheer rock faces. Forget ladders or cherry pickers? These men free climb with handmade rattan ropes and bamboo pegs hammered into bark, their only armor a smoldering torch of leaves to daze the swarm. The bees, twice the size of their domestic cousins, attack in furious clouds, their stings delivering venom that can swell limbs or trigger anaphylaxis. One veteran hunter from Borneo, in a rare interview with ethnographers, described the ascent as dancing with death, where a single misstep amid the vertigo and humidity sends you crashing through the canopy. The honey itself is a raw, multifaceted treasure, darker and more floral than its industrial counterpart, infused with notes of tropical fruits and herbs from the untouched rainforest. Its price reflects not just the peril fatal falls claim lives each season, but the cultural reverence. In Cambodian villages, the harvest is a communal rite, with songs chanted to appease the spirits of the forest. For consumers, a spoonful might boost immunity or soothe throats, backed by studies showing higher antioxidant levels than processed varieties. Yet, as deforestation encroaches, these hunters face a new threat: vanishing habitats that could erase this tradition forever. This level escalates the stakes, transforming honey from a pantry staple into a badge of bravery. But the climb is far from over. Now imagine amplifying that danger with a twist of the mind-altering. For $100 per pound, we ascend to the treacherous heights of Nepal's Himalayas, home to mad honey, a psychoactive nectar that's as much medicine as it is menace. Sourced from the rhododendron-laden cliffs at over 10,000 feet, this honey is laced with granotoxins, natural compounds that can induce hallucinations, lower blood pressure, or, in excess, cause heart irregularities. The Gurung people, an ethnic group of hardy mountaineers, undertake this harvest twice a year in a ritual that's equal parts spiritual quest and survival ordeal. Clad in minimal gear, often just woolen shawls and handmade ladders woven from bamboo and vines, they scale sheer rock faces enveloped in mist, where gusts whip at 40 miles per hour and temperatures plummet below freezing. Below them, the void yawns hundreds of meters deep, a graveyard for the unwary. Swarms of Apis dorsata laboriosa, the world's largest honeybee, with wingspans up to 2 inches, defend their combs ferociously, their stings potent enough to hospitalize intruders. One Gurung elder, speaking to documentary filmmakers, likened the experience to wrestling gods, where the toxin-laden smoke from burning rhododendron branches is their only shield. The price surges due to this lethal ballet, plus the honey's rarity, only a few kilograms per hive, and its sought-after effects. In small doses, it's a traditional remedy for hypertension and arthritis, with research from the Journal of Ethnopharmacology confirming its antimicrobial prowess. But overindulge, and you court mad honey intoxication, a state of euphoria followed by nausea or blackouts, as reported in medical cases from tourists chasing the high. For the hunters, the reward is economic lifeline in remote villages, yet climate change erodes the rhododendrons, threatening their way of life. This honey doesn't just sweeten, it alters reality, pulling us deeper into the extremes where value is measured in risks to body and soul. The escalation intensifies as we delve underground to a price tag that defies logic: $2,500 per pound for elvish honey, hidden in the 1,800-meter-deep cave systems of Turkey's Sarıkaya Valley in Artvin. This isn't harvested from hives, but naturally deposited on mineral-rich walls, where wild bees forage on endemic herbs like thyme and sage from the surrounding Black Sea mountains. The cave acts as a natural vault, allowing the honey to mature for years, absorbing trace elements like zinc and iron that give it a unique, almost medicinal profile: dark, viscous, and brimming with antioxidants. Retrieving it demands professional speleologists and mountaineers equipped with harnesses, helmets, and LED lights, rappelling into abyssal darkness where temperatures hover at a constant chill and bats flutter in the void. One expedition leader, in a profile by Luxury Food Publications, recounted navigating narrow fissures and avoiding rockfalls, all while the air thickens with the hum of protective bees. The astronomical cost stems from extreme rarity. Only a handful of kilograms extracted annually, coupled with the logistical nightmare: permits from Turkish authorities, specialized gear costing thousands, and the ever-present danger of cave-ins or oxygen depletion. Scientifically, tests reveal elevated polyphenol levels, positioning it as a superfood for anti-aging and immune support, far surpassing the nutrient profile of mass-market honey. For the local beekeepers who guard the site's location like a state secret, this is more than commerce. It's stewardship of a geological marvel. Consumers, often affluent health enthusiasts, treat it as an elixir, drizzling sparingly or using in high-end spas. But ponder this: at this depth, honey becomes a metaphor for buried treasures. where the Earth's secrets command fortunes. Yet the human toll, strained muscles, psychological strain from claustrophobia, reminds us that luxury extracts its pound of flesh. At last, we reach the pinnacle, the summit where extremes collide in a shockwave of scarcity and science. Centauri honey, priced at an eye-watering $10,000 per pound, from a high-altitude cave 2,500 meters above sea level in northeastern Turkey. Officially crowned the world's most expensive by Guinness World Records in 2021, this nectar is harvested just once a year to preserve the colony's health and maximize potency. The bees, a resilient wild strain, forage exclusively on rare medicinal herbs blooming in the rugged terrain. Plants like astragalus and echinacea that infuse the honey with extraordinary levels of magnesium, potassium, and phenolic compounds. Aged in the cave's cool, humid embrace, it transforms into a dark, bitter ambrosia, less a sweetener and more a pharmaceutical-grade supplement, with lab analyses showing antioxidant activity rivaling that of premium manuka. The extraction is a high-stakes operation. Expert climbers descend into the cavern's maw, navigating treacherous ledges and evading aggressive swarms without pesticides or smoke, ensuring purity. Ahmet Eren Çakır, the Turkish entrepreneur behind Centauri, describes the process in interviews as a dialogue with nature, where timing aligns with lunar cycles to minimize disturbance. Sold by the gram to royals, celebrities, and doctors, often hand-delivered in numbered jars, this honey's value lies in its exclusivity, limited to a few kilograms annually, backed by certificates of authenticity and third-party testing for bioactive potency. But the revelation hits hardest when connecting the dots. From the industrial vats of China, where bees are commodities, to this ethereal cave, honey evolves from mass-produced filler to a symbol of human limits pushed against nature's fury. The disparity uncovers a truth. In our world, value isn't just taste or nutrition. It's the narrative of peril, purity, and privilege. What began as a dollar's sweetness reveals a $10,000 testament to how far we'll go for the extraordinary, questioning if such extremes heal or merely highlight our divides. In this showdown of honeys, we've unearthed a spectrum from exploited efficiency to exalted rarity, exposing how human daring and environmental secrets define worth. These extremes mirror our society's hunger for authenticity amid abundance. Which honey story shocked you most? The deadly cliffs or the cave's fortune? Share in the comments below.